Yeah. Wah. Let's do it again, baby. Hello. Whoa.
Bro.
Woo.
Bro.
Yeah, welcome to the Comedians of Wrestling podcast, the podcast where comedians dissect wrestling to an unhealthy degree. I'm your host, the host with the most viral stand-up about professional wrestling, Dave Black, a.k.a. Dunsky, Black Amora, a.k.a. Donnie Wrestling. Clapping for myself to make up for computer lag.
Thanks for nothing. You're dismissed. Bye-bye.
That's me to you guys. A.K.A. Donnie Capri from that time I went to Italy. A.K.A. the modern day goof and spoof Harasha.
Around much more.
Coming at you like Cleopatra, baby, gabba, wee.
Gabba wee, gabba gay, gabba gay.
Yeah.
Gabba wee, gabba gay. Gabba wee, gabba gay, gabba wee. Gabba wee, gabba.
Wow, yeah, we're doing really DJing it up.
Oh my God.
All right, I lost track where I am. What up? We're back in action for your satisfaction with all of our spicy, muy caliente wrestling reactions. Hey, everybody, before we get into it, and I introduce the room, just remember that this podcast is grassroots, more grassroots than ever before. You can support us at patreon.com/comedians of wrestling. Get access to our bonus episodes. We're putting out 2 bonus episodes every week, including on Monday morning on your commute from your bed to your bathroom to wherever you work in your house, making hoagies. A lot of remote hoagie work happening during this quarantine, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of listeners are making they're making bread. That's why everyone's making bread on Instagram, right? Everyone's making bread on Instagram because they're making hoagies.
Obviously.
That the hoagie man drives around. He picks up the hoagies from everybody, and then they bring it over to the hoagie shop. That's just true fact.
Bro.
Okay, think about that, and then
Erase your mind.
it's not true. But on movies, on Mondays, we have our movie dissection episodes. And Erin, who I
Yes.
didn't introduce yet. She's not even here yet. But,
Mm-mm.
Erin, this Monday, what movie will be coming out for the dissections? And what movie's out right now for the people?
Well, right now you can catch our episode with special guest Nasty Newman on the
Nasty
1989 classic No Holds Barred. And check it out. It's a really good episode. And if you're a patron, definitely check out the YouTube feed for this week's Cow Movie Club episode, because you get to see Newman threaten to beat some ass.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best. Next week, though, we're doing a movie now available on Netflix called Bloodsport, starring Jean-Claude
Ooh.
Van Damme. And we
Yes.
may have a special guest joining us for that episode.
We don't feel confident enough to announce.
No,
Okay.
never confident enough to announce in advance. But
Okay.
Who's the wrestler in that movie?
Oh, well, we actually are taking a diversion. There's no wrestler in it.
No.
One of the guys, one of his homies looks like Braun Strowman, though, so I give it a
Oh.
pass. Yeah.
These
Ogre from,
guidelines are
the-
very loose now.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's all about picking movies that are easily streamable, so you don't have to pay $6 to rent the Marine 6 or anything like that. So
Yeah. During these hard times, Daddy, and always on Friday morning, we got our AEW NXT centric episode, which is a good time. Last week, we had on Jason Shabiro, the Street Whisperer, who whispered to the streets about all the
Right.
rumors that you guys needed on AEW NXT. Check that out. Also, for you Twitch heads, we will be having our live Money in the Bank watch along for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view on twitch.tv/DamnBlackAttack. And that'll be on what, May 10th, I believe, is that Sunday? Whatever that is on. Cool. Also, Cow hoodies are in. So we had a slight delay, obviously, for pandemic purposes. But yeah, they're in and they look fine. As a matter of
Just
fact,
in time for summer.
might as well give
Yep.
it. That's what I'm saying. Crank up your ACs. But you know, you're wearing hoodies on the couch every night, right? When you're watching a movie.
And
You don't know
gets
my life.
It gets cool at night. Ah, dun
Wow.
da da da.
Oh, look at this money item for the people watching on YouTube.
So cute.
You can get this for 3 easy payments of $22.99 on FlexPay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But actually, Newman,
Speed dialing.
you joke, but these go out to the patrons who bought it. But now we're opening it up to these cow hoodies, the wooden eco-friendly title hoodie in a beautiful turquoise. They're open up. We have a couple in each size right now.
Yeah.
But very, very limited supply. So if you want one, contact Erin at Cow Podcast on the Instagram. What are the ways you can do it, Erin?
You can email me at cowhoodies@gmail.com. You can DM me on Facebook, Instagram at Erin B. Finnerty. And just, you know, if you listen to this, you know where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, you can also, the easiest way if you want, you can just
Yeah.
DM the Instagram, right?
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
Yes.
The DMs are open? The DMs are open?
Yeah, they're open. They're open.
All right. Well,
They're being monitored closely, but they're wide open.
if you want to slide into our DMs to
I
buy a
will.
hoodie.
I will block you if it's anything weird.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I opened it, anyway.
No, go for it. I love to see it. I'll share them with the public.
Absolutely, yeah. But the least scandalous way to slide into DMs is by buying a hoodie.
Yes.
So you can do that. Anyway, let's introduce everybody who's already been introduced, especially if you're watching on Zoom, to my down. He's a nasty boy. Nasty Nubenhagen in the house.
Welcome to How About It, City Bitch.
Wow, he's upset.
I'm always upset.
To my diagonal, the first lady, Erin Finnerty.
What is?
Bro.
And to my side, the thorn in it, known as the Canadian Dream / my Canadian Nightmare from San Diego, Vancouver, BC, Anosh McAdam.
Daniel, this is your father.
Wow. Do you even have a microphone right now? Or are you using the headset?
No, I got a microphone.
Oh, all right, beautiful. All
Sit
right,
down here. Sit down.
everybody. So
Big
look,
penis microphone.
I feel like
All
we
right.
should jump right in. I mean, because why not? That's what podcasts are, right? We should move this along.
Yeah.
That's what the people expect. They expect content. So now it's the content time.
Uh-huh.
And listen, let's talk about content for a second, because let's talk about WWE content. We're getting deep into the quarantine zone, and WWE you're watching these shows right now, and how you guys feeling when you're watching these shows? I mean, are you excited? Are you how you feel about the lack of crowd? I like to take the temperature on the weirdness of what's going on.
I'm hardly watching.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fast forwarding a lot.
Right.
And when I'm watching it, I'm feeling underwhelmed for the most part.
Yeah.
Not
You know,
entirely, but for the most part.
it's interesting because like some segments like shine in
Yeah.
the quarantine zone, and I'll continually point out stuff that is working better than even before in that time. But the way this week in particular was booked, it was booked very much into the for most of it. There were some shining moments, but into the weaknesses of a lack of crowd. So, like, if you're gonna kick off a Raw with Newman's frozen.
Oh my god.
Oh, poor guy.
Unfortunate freeze frame.
It looked like you had a
Wow, that was not your
stroke.
bad. Not only that, that freeze frame caught you touching your face.
I can touch my face. I'm allowed.
You're not allowed. You officially are sick. I'm sorry. That's how this works. But
I gotta run. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the Amazon locker at the end of the block.
Okay. Goodbye.
Okay. Do some
Package.
chores.
Hot package coming in.
I'm willing to bet. I know you're a funny guy, but I'm willing to bet you've never heightened an improv scene ever in your life the way you've heightened this. I have to go bit.
Yeah.
First, it was.
This isn't even a bit.
Cleaning the windows.
Oh no! Are you on a
washing the
computer
deck.
or a phone? I agree with you, Newman. I'm yes-ending what you're about to say right now. Okay. Are you on your phone or computer? Can you just take us on the video to go get this package?
Oh, I guess I could go
and just put it on mute,
yeah.
and we'll just for the video for the viewers, we could just see you get this package.
Yeah,
That's a hot ticket item.
That's good. I have
Perfect.
a Zoom.
Third beat.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
I think we're at the 9D experience of Cal right now. Going to pick up a package.
If I go in on my phone, then I can take it with me, right?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
do that. All right, so I'm gonna mute you, and you go. All right, you go do your thing.
Yeah.
This is a special treat for our YouTube viewers.
All right,
Wow.
so all right now.
Anosha's headshot.
Great. So anyway, all right. The thing with WWE right now is they are. It's fine. We're gonna boot this version of Anosh.
Yeah, kill that guy.
We're gonna remove this Anosh, and then we're gonna have Anosh. If you're right now watching on the YouTube, on the YouTube, you get to see Anosh go pick up a package. These are the times we're in, people.
All right,
We saw his headshot for briefly a second where he's leaning into the McAdam, not so much the Anosh.
Right.
Those-
That's funny.
all right, you
All right.
got the mask.
Gotta get the
Anosh,
mask.
I am gonna mute you though. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't need to hear a bunch of surfers. Okay.
Oh, shaka, bro.
Dude.
What's up?
Dude. Oh,
Okay, we'll
coronavirus.
frequently check in with our Amazon locker correspondent, Anosh McAdam. Okay, great. So look, honestly, this is more entertaining than SmackDown. I think
Yeah.
I think this YouTube video is more entertaining than all of SmackDown. But yeah, like when you kick off a Raw they kick off SmackDown with basically like a 6-man tag, have it go for 40 minutes. So that's basically like people want to get into the match, and it's clearly like, hey, these guys are involved in this thing. Let's have them before they have their singles bout or whatever, before they're in the Money in the Bank. Let's have this match. You know, Zelina Vega's got her crew comes out, and then you're kind of like. They wrestle forever. You're like, all right, this feels like filler, and there's no crowd to at all amplify the fun of these spots. So then that's when wrestling is really suffering right now.
I'm sorry.
You guys watching Anosh? Is Anosh
Yeah.
distracting us?
Yeah.
No, it's
No, we're
funny.
keeping it going. We're keeping it going.
This is a good example of what you should be doing when you go to the Amazon locker.
You check out Anosh putting on his gloves and his
PPE.
mask.
His dishwashing gloves.
Yeah.
The last
They're
thing
the
Anosh
two-ply.
needs is a dry cough. He's
Two-ply
already got a dry
gloves.
personality. But folks, it's not even an insult, by the way. Some people have nice dry personalities. Sometimes I go in for auditions and they're like, more dry, and I'm like, I can't. I'm so wet. I'm so moist.
Yeah.
What do you need?
I have a cousin who is like the driest dude in the world, and it's
Yeah.
great. Like everything he says is hilarious because, well, like, okay, so there's some like trashy side of my family, and one of them is my cousin Tracy, who I love, but she's trashy, and she's like kind of like a
Trashy
normie.
Tracy?
And
Did we
Steve
ever maybe
goes,
meet Trashy Tracy? She ever stop by the pod ever? You know?
no, never. And my mom said something about Tracy, California, like the city of Tracy, and Steve was just like, "Oh, is it boring there too?" It was just like ripping on Tracy, but it was like the driest, like I don't know.
That's-
It's great.
I love a dry personality.
Yeah, dry people
Make me laugh.
They can be really funny.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not funny. That's when they're more
Right.
funny. Yeah.
I had a math teacher who was like that. He was not funny, but he made me laugh a lot.
All right, Anosh on the street. Okay, so anyway, so that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like there were moments that did shine on here. Like in particular, we'll get to it, but like Seth Rollins is he's doing great. Seth Rollins is so funny. The guy's so not a people person that when there's no one there, he does his best work.
Yeah.
The guy Seth Rollins really shines when there's no crowd there. You can tell he's like so happy to have no one talking to him.
Right.
But I'm saying when you're cutting promos like that, where he's doing kind of a big character choice for himself, that when you have to cut a promo and be focused and actually be in your performance, that's what really helps to not have any to not have the crowd there. But those moments are few and far between, and I think like WWE right now they're like relying heavily on the tag titles division. Like it's a lot of tag stuff. We don't really care about the tag titles, and they're like doing a lot of like big comedy bits with no crowd. So like that's a problem. Anosh is at the Amazon locker. I think does he live like 4 feet from an Amazon locker?
He said it was down the block. Yeah.
Anosh is he's at the Amazon locker. He has his mask on. He looks safe. He's talked to no one. He's keeping a socially distant thing and back to his headshot, so he can kiss the clerk and not have us judge. But yeah, like so, it's like I don't know. The tag division, they do a lot of big humor. That stuff is the argument for big broad humor on WWE is kind of like, well, they're playing to the whole crowd here. They got to play it big, you know. So like when like New Day does like a big joke of like, no, don't say that. That stuff's so big when no one's there. So yeah, I don't know. That stuff is like really falling flat.
I mean, not to mention too that like WWE trying to do comedy with no crowd is like someone with mittens for hands trying to defuse a bomb. Like it's like this is not a match at all.
Right.
You're not good at comedy when there's a crowd.
Right.
Don't try to do comedy when there's nobody there.
I know, but there's like so out of touch. Like I don't think that they even know that their hands are mittens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that the heavyweight feuds they have going on right now, I'm very into. But like we've got no Strowman and no Bray this week at all. Just a package about it, and then I like the Rollins Drew segment, which we can talk about. But the Money in the Bank lead up is kind of boring because like there's none of these characters are just like they live in the kayfabe of like this is a cool opportunity as opposed to like letting them like literally this week MVP hosted all of them and they're all sitting around saying nothing. So we're not learning anything about the characters in it and why they want to be in it other than like, well, it's a contract to get the Money in the Bank briefcase, which is fine. But like a guy like Aleister Black, it's like I want to hear what he's feeling about this match. You know, is a guy like who's this dark? Is he like I want that contract so I can do blah blah blah? What's his thought? Because at this point with Aleister Black, it's like I don't know what to make of him. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's entirely possible that as wonderful as and weird of a genre of entertainment as wrestling is, it may not be resilient enough to not have a crowd. Like it may just be possible that wrestling without a crowd does not work.
Anosh is back at his house. That's a big thing. I'm sorry. We have to cut away to something way more important than that. Wrestling's not working. Then getting to Anosh has the package there. He has a table set up. He's going to do some kind of
I see what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like he
said this was
directly.
He said this was a hot package, so.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's in it.
The unboxing.
Check it out. This is on YouTube. If you're listening, you can go on YouTube and you can watch this. But yeah, Newman, wrestling needs a crowd. There's no question about that. Like, there's no. Obviously, they need a crowd. It's like I don't think anyone would be like this. They're doing their best work ever here. Not to mention they don't have the roster as much, but they're doing. The only thing that's thriving right now is promos, like which is cool. But they're not writing enough good ones. They're not going more three-dimensional with their characters. Like I think right now, my point is that this is a cool time to make your characters more well-written and more three-dimensional. So take an Aleister Black, flesh him out a little more, give him more time, and experiment. I never knock like Gargano. I didn't love what Gargano and Mrs. Wrestling did this week. No, his wife. It was Candice LeRae. It was Gargano, and he called his wife Mrs. Wrestling, which was very funny. But but my point is that he's doing something that's a little too Matt Hardy-ish now. Like he's sitting at the dinner table with like the jock strap that he had. Like it's like in like a glass dome, like the Rose from Beauty and the Beast. You know?
Right.
it's not exact. It doesn't exactly work, but I applaud. Like, oh, let's try something. Let's dig deeper into this Gargano character. What is the Gargano Candice LeRae? Like, I'm like, take those risks. I'll never totally knock that. Now we're seeing that it looks like some kind of power tool. Then
it's a Bosch.
Is it a drill?
Speaking of Bosch.
It's a drill.
Yes.
He got a power tool drill.
Speaking
looks like
of
he's
Bosch,
be hanging up some
Detective
nude
Harry
photos of
Bosch.
himself. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So that's where I think that they're like failing, in that terms. It's like it's like, all right, well, the Money in the Bank match is more interesting than the wrestlers in the match. The match is more about, oh, they're gonna climb up, but like the wrestlers in it, you feel less invested in. And this is a good time. Get us more vested in your newer talent, but instead we're doing Triple H 25-year tributes and I mean. That being said, Drew's doing a great job. Let's dive deep into so I'm saying more character stuff. Right now you have an awesome opportunity. AEW's keeping their wrestlers at home a lot of the times, but then making cool vignettes with them and stuff. Why not, if your wrestlers are at home, let's see what they're doing. It feels like AEW has such a better handle of their operation right now than WWE,
Yeah.
They have less momentum to correct too.
Right. Well, and I think this is a situation where it kind of benefits you that you're a smaller kind of corporation. You know what I mean? Because like WWE is this huge thing, and they're trying to scale the whole production down, and it doesn't really read. But AEW, I think, since they are smaller, they can like film things cheaply at home and just try putting them on air and see what happens.
Hold on. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I think so. Let's get into so let's move on to the Triple H 25th anniversary segment on SmackDown.
Please,
okay.
let's.
So let's talk about it. So here's what I'll say about it. I actually thought the Shawn Michaels part was kind of funny and fun. My argument for it is that. Imagine if it was an actual Triple H tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Like if actually they came out and like, let's celebrate the game. Like, did you at all want to see like a whole celebration of Triple H? Where he got into the Hall of Fame. Like he gets into the Hall of Fame every year with a new faction, It's like, I mean, Triple H got into the Hall of Fame again this year. I don't even think people remember because it's like,
right.
So yeah. Anosh got his package effectively inside. He had a whole routine. You could watch it how to be a responsible Canadian American citizen.
I was very diligent. He wiped down that thing inside and out.
But Newman, did you disagree? Did you think it was at all? What did you think?
I just didn't get the tone of it. Like why? Like it was just It seemed like everybody involved was like having a different conversation. Like people were being mean to Triple H, but he's like laughing.
Completely agree. It's like, it's such a sloppy written segment, and some of the jokes are pretty good, but you could tell they have no handle of like, all right, so Triple H, if you're being like roasted, then you have to either like choose to be kind of like offended in this scene or are you taking it easy? But then, like, at one point, he makes a joke also, so then you're like, oh, so no one cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like he's no-selling. He was, like, no-selling a lot of it. So, like, when, like, at one point, Anosh, you're back. You got your package. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. I got my package. My power drill broke recently, so I ordered a new one.
Very important.
Sweet little Bosch right here. Look at that, huh?
Yeah, so you went with the cheap brand. Cool. Nice job.
Got a little light. But, dude, Bosch is premium.
I'm just kidding. I have the cheap one. I have the cheapest kind. It's right here.
I had the cheapest.
Are you seeing this, Dan?
Wait. Oh,
Dan.
Hello.
Oh, you got a Ryobi. Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God.
Shawn Michaels.
We have a guest.
This is huge. This is
yeah.
Hold on. Newman's stream has been taken over by the Heartbreak Kid is here.
That's right, it's me, HBK. How come I didn't see you guys?
Should we cut your music?
Moving, yeah. Get those boobs. Coming down my spine. I'm a sexy bear.
Wow,
Oh,
Shawn Michaels,
boy.
you're here. Wow, I was just discussing your segment. I actually had more to say, but I guess you're here, so I got to give you the floor. What's up, Shawn?
How come I didn't see you guys at the Triple H 25-year anniversary?
Oh, well,
Why weren't we there?
actually,
Well,
Erin and I actually had tickets booked. We were going to fly out.
obviously.
Global pandemic, so we were, there's no audience. You didn't notice?
You weren't aware of that?
No, but look, that was what was televised. We had a second actual ceremony held down in the local Connecticut Motor Speedway down in Daytona, Florida.
Really?
We had 25,000 people packed in the stands for 25 years of celebration. There were corn dogs. There was soda pop and popcorn. It was a wonderful celebration of the life of a man that I hold dear.
Wow. So you're saying that, and everyone was socially distanced there, or no?
No, nobody was socially distanced at all.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, okay.
Because it's Florida, baby. We're living raw. Come on down to Florida. The whole state is a motor speedway. You don't have to follow the law. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Our mayor is an alligator. Our biggest celebrity is the guy who abuses cats and the woman that he hates. Come on down to Florida Motor Speedway.
Okay, wow. The Florida Motor Speedway, is that that's just located in Florida? You just got to kind of find it?
It is Florida.
The whole state of Florida is a motor speedway.
Wow. Okay, yeah. What do you think of Rick Desantis, your governor?
I voted for him. I love the guy. Couldn't be more proud of the job that he's doing, and I think I speak for every wrestler in the world that I think he's doing a great job.
Every wrestler. Wow.
I think so. I think, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at his voting, and the statistics are in here. Nate Silver put out that he was elected 15 to 20% of his vote came from pro wrestlers.
That's right. Nate Silver, is that like Gold Dust gimmick or what? Who is that?
No, he's a statistician who should probably have no career after what he did in 2016, but he's still going. He's still going.
Like Dana Brooke.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Oh, I see. So you're still feeling roasty. It seems like.
Yeah, I'm kind of roasty right now. Yeah. I might roast you right now. You got the viral stand-up. Looks like, people aren't looking for viruses too much these days. So take that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was good.
Wow, that was really good. That actually hurt, to be honest. That hurt. So how did you feel, being out there with Triple H? You're singing him hard. Did you feel bad about that? Like maybe he was kind of hurting his feelings, bringing up all his losses,
Look, man, look. First of all, it was just a rib. Second of all, I've never seen that man get emotional at all. He's like a Terminator robot.
Yeah, I know, because you were hitting him with talking about his losses and stuff, and it felt kind of like, I don't know, to use a wrestling term, felt a little bit like a no-sell in my view. Like it was kind of like he was like just kind of laughing it off, and then at one point he made a joke about the fact that you didn't have a 25-year tribute. He made a joke.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have a fun relationship. We get along. We rib each other. But I mean, like me and Vince were trying our best to crack this guy, and he wouldn't crack. We brought up necrophilia.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he didn't crack.
Yeah, I mean, you brought, you saw Vince. He brought up the Katie Vick storyline. Was that a smart thing to do?
No, I mean, no. But neither is voting for Rick Desantis, and we do it anyway.
Oh, so you recognize it's a bad idea?
Why of course. Because look, I mean, come on, man. Bottom line is my pocket.
That's right.
Yeah.
And are you a wealthy man, Shawn? How are you good with your money? I've always wondered that.
I'm worth about $45,000 at this point. So no.
That's not a lot of cash. That's
not
really
a lot. No.
Wow, that's not a lot.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
what
that's
did you do
okay.
with all your money? I just want to know. I mean, I know I'm looking at your contracts here. At your prime, you were making $1 million a year, and that's just contract alone. I mean, that's before. What happened with all the money?
I bought a lot of foot-long glow sticks.
Oh.
You were the one buying all those glow
obviously.
sticks?
Yeah. You know, for like the DX stuff, and then I bought a lot of alligator skin cowboy hats. Those things are expensive, man. They add up.
Wow. So you bought, I mean, how many of those do you have?
How many of the glow sticks do I have? Let's just
both.
say if there were as many N95 masks as I have glow sticks, this would not be a problem at all.
I'm shocked you know what an N95 mask is.
Of course I know. I hoarded them off of Amazon. I'm selling them on ShawnMichaels.com. Or come down.
Wow.
Come on down to ShawnMichaelsSpeedway.com where you can pick up N95 masks that I bought on Amazon.com.
Shawn Michaels Motorspeedway.com is the URL.
That's right.
Okay.
We got hot dogs and popcorn and PPE that I'm hoarding.
Okay.
Wow. All right, Shawn. I mean, that's just honestly, that's despicable. I'm pretty, you know.
You think that's despicable? Well, I got 2 words for you: social distance.
Okay. All right, Shawn. I think I had enough. I think it's time.
It's still S&D. Social distance.
Okay, Shawn Michaels, you heard him, guys.
His eyes, they follow you.
HBK. The Heartbreak Kid was here. He stole. He poured it into Newman. Anosh, can we prevent? I don't know if Anosh can hear us, but
I don't know. We got hacked again.
Anosh, is there a way you can prevent these wrestlers from hacking into Newman's Zoom portal?
Yeah, but it's not in the budget.
Oh, okay.
You need a firewall.
Patreon.com/comedians of wrestling, guys. Let's block all these hackers.
That will help.
A lot of people are breaking into private Zoom streams and they're playing porn and stuff during business meetings.
Is that like true?
That. Yeah, you know
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It happened to one of my friend's wives.
That is hilarious.
That's why they did a big update on it. So now, like, they kind of put in a code.
That's what that was for. Yeah.
Because before it was so open because no one gave a shit about Zoom, and now Zoom is the king of kings.
I was reading that they got so big so fast that they didn't have time to protect their code, and like a bunch of companies just went in and ripped off all their code and made a bunch of Zoom clones.
I have to actually reply to a work email about a Zoom call right now, so.
Okay, Erin, I'll
scoot out of the frame.
You want to mute or no?
No, just leave it. I'm just gonna not talk.
Okay, Erin's heading over to an Amazon locker. By the way, any wrestlers now Erin's out. You could take over her Zoom channel. That would be better, so I can keep talking to Newman. It's kind of annoying that Newman never gets to meet any of our special guests, but
yeah, it's upsetting.
What I'm saying is that I thought there were some decent jokes. Stephanie calling up when he was like, I mean, look, it's annoying. He's just like, she's a nag, and you can argue it's sexist and blah, blah, blah. But then she fired back and called him a lazy-eyed, blah, 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 right? Like,
yeah, that was funny.
That was mad
funny. His reaction to that was really funny, too.
Yeah. It was fun. They all had a fun rapport. You could tell these guys were friends, so nothing felt like offensive. So I thought it was a good time. But then when Vince came out. Yeah.
What is that? What is Vince's? No, go ahead. Like, what was that supposed to be?
Well, before we get to Vince, I just want to say, we were talking about social distancing. I just want to say, like, it's weird that WWE makes social distance jokes sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
But overall, it's like doesn't really exist in kayfabe. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's so I don't know. It just pops in like randomly, you know?
Right.
And like Triple H, like they had the joke where it's like he's not going to spit water, and you're like, oh yeah, right, okay. So they are acknowledging there's no crowd. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of strange. And then Shawn was like telling them like back up, and it's kind of like they're making a joke about social distancing when they are actually just completely ignoring all that.
Right.
It's very strange
because it's a joke to them. That's why.
I think that's a strange thing for them to do. But yeah, let's talk about you take the lead on Vince coming out. I mean, what were your thoughts?
I just couldn't tell. Like, so Triple H is laughing the whole time, right? But Vince is like oscillating between "you're a bomb, everything you did sucked, but I love you," and I'm like, was it supposed to be him joking, or like it was so weird. It was almost like he was like having a senile moment.
Yeah, honestly, it was some of his worst work to date. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, like I know we like talk a lot of shit about Vince and whatever, and everyone kind of does, but like, I mean, I have a lot more to say about Vince, and I'll keep it light on here. About like a deeper dive into my personal relationship with Vincent Kennedy McMahon, but yeah, like he comes out and he was like firing on no cylinders, right?
Right,
Like
right.
it was like
He was idling. Yeah.
He was not he didn't sell this thing at all. It was like, I'm gonna rip on you, but it's like, is it in character? Is it not in character? Like,
Is it a roast?
Paul, and like, is it a roast? It's like, oh, I get it. So the whole thing is just a roast. It's not to be taken seriously, but like, it's like, oh, it's the big Triple H tribute, and like, it doesn't really happen. But the thing was, it was unclear what was happening. It was very unclear.
Right.
It was just kind of strange. It wasn't like, hey, I come out here and because he kicked it off by just saying like, you're bad or something, right? Just going like, oh, you're boring. Yeah, but like, it was so weird because he would be like, he's just like, and you're so boring. And then it was like, he started talking about the gobbledygooker for some reason. What was the joke about the gobbledygooker? He wasn't even in it. He was saying the joke was like that he was the gobbledygooker.
No, I think that it was that that DX was boring, and that the only thing more boring than DX was the gobbledygooker. That was it.
Right.
Because they got a crickets reaction.
First off, I've watched it twice, and I couldn't figure out what Vince was talking about. And It was like, it was like, oh, it wasn't like they were all messing with him, but like if you roast, you have to kind of come out and just be like, I don't know. He was just so weird. He just was so weird, right?
It felt weird, yeah.
He just was so, man. Then he like brought up the Bailey, "This is your life" segment. He's basically was like, he was trying to prove the thesis, like, Triple H, you've been a bore your whole career, but like this thing needs to be like have like a heart, or else like, is it? It was so confusing.
Right. Yeah, it was. That was just bottom line.
My head around it. It was just.
It's hard to even analyze. Yeah, it's hard to even analyze for that reason.
Because like now in my brain, I'm like, oh, let me solve it. But like, there's so many layers on this thing, and it's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
God, I think Vince might be like, I think he's getting to the zone of like he can't be on camera anymore. This has been happening for a while. There's no clarity in Vince. He just comes out and is like, he's more consumed. He feels to be like more concerned with the like bluster of the character. Like he's more concerned with like just being like, like of like doing the Vince voice, which seems to be harder for him now than just playing a coherent role in what's happening.
Right.
Like
he's like a late season.
He's like doing this new bubbly. He's like, right.
Yeah, he's like a late season version of a character where it's just sort of like all of the like catchphrases, but none of the character anymore. You know.
Right. And yeah, I don't know. It's strange. He needs to. I think what really needs to happen is like he needs to figure out what is the modern Vince character.
Right.
It's like, because when like No Chance hits, you're like, oh, we're gonna get no. He like turns off the light on them, and then he said like goodbye, Padre, which was like, oh, is maybe that like inside joke between them. I think. And then there were crickets. The whole thing was like strange, and Vince is just getting strange. I mean, he's getting every time he shows up, it's strange now.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, a weird segment, but I was happy that it was like, oh, Shawn came out, ripped on. Like he should have just said like, he should have just been like, he come out and just be like, this is the roast of Triple H. You're not really getting a thing. And then at the end, just be like, hey, I love you, bro. I don't know. It was like it was a half commit to a roast.
Or even have like video other wrestlers.
I don't know what to say about this thing. It was so crazy.
Yeah, like why not have wrestlers? Like if it's going to be a roast, just make it a roast and have wrestlers have comments like video, you know, their shit. That would have been fun, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and they called up Rick and stuff. It was fine. It was like, yeah, it was. But I mean, I would have loved. It would have been fun if they had like other people actually talk some shit about Triple H. That would have been really cool. If you had like not CM Punk, but like, you know, someone like Daniel Bryan talk about a time where he like screwed him over.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
right. Batista.
So strange. The whole thing's it's just, I know we're in this pandemic time, but it's just like everyone was texting me like, what am I watching? And that's just, you know, anyway.
Right.
I did think this was Shawn actually being the most funny he's actually been.
Yeah.
And that's not saying much, but a lot of times he's very unfunny. He was actually saying stuff where I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, weird. Anyway, let's talk a little bit out of the ring for a second. Just a couple of things going on. So, basically, I'm reading that they're saying that if a WWE wrestler wants out, they can have out. It's like if you just tell Vince you want, they're basically, that's the report, is that like if a wrestler wants to leave, just tell them like they're looking at, you know, future endeavor guys like right now, or furlough them or whatever. You know, I don't know why you'd ever want to be furloughed from WWE right now. There's no live shows unless you have a guaranteed AEW or New Japan contract, right? Why would you ever want to go? But right now, this week, they let Cain Velasquez go, which is probably just, they're probably like, we didn't even start anything with him. We'll just re-sign him again. And right? Like Gerald Briscoe goes. So they're probably letting producers and legends contracts go. Yeah, which is, you know, is what it is. But they're also reporting profits, and we also heard they're reporting that it looks like Anosh is on the kitchen right now. Anosh is cooking something. Anosh?
He's gonna cook his new drill.
I'm just gonna cook the new drill. I'm gonna make some egg whites, egg white tacos actually.
Is the filling the egg white, or is the shell the egg white?
The filling. Well,
what's the shell?
The shell's a little flour tortilla that I ordered tender greens yesterday, and apparently you can add on a pack of tortillas. So I added on a pack of tortillas
for $18.
Yeah, I know, right?
Motor Speedway. It seems like So, but WWE apparently they seem to be doing well, and their profits are, you know, like everything I'm reading is that they're doing fine. We also heard that NBC and Fox is gonna let them have taped content, so they're going like 1 week on, 1 week off. So they're still making those contracts. So you know.
Yeah, train keeps rolling.
Yeah, I guess, you know, hopefully they're just cutting guys from what they're losing on live shows sales, which, by the way, is a shit ton of money.
Right.
But most of their money, I don't even know, but most of their money comes from the the TV deals, right?
Probably, yeah.
Over seats, yeah. Anyway, let's go into a segment that I thought was really good this week. The ending of Raw.
This I watched.
Yes, Seth Rollins had a great they had a contract signing. Seth Rollins, I think, had his best Messiah moment for me, where he laid out why Drew looked cool. Drew came out, and Jerry Lawler was in the ring, and none of these old guys, by the way, Lawler or Vince, give a shit about getting COVID, right? I mean, these guys, no masks.
No, it's like this old kind of like untouchable frat guy mentality where it's like, I'm impervious to viruses.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because, like, Vince, you know, I know they're not testing everybody down there, right? So, and by the way, they can, just to say, I don't know what this costs and whatnot, but Joe Rogan is testing all his guests as they come on. He's getting private tests done that are not FDA approved, but essentially they're as good, you know? I mean, we can't say they're 100% as good, but
right.
Whatever. It seems like a safer, you know, I don't know. At this point, given my personal health and what, blah, 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 if I went into a podcast and someone was like, we're testing you, and these tests are, like, pretty accurate, I'd believe them, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But WWE seems like they got the cash to do something like that, so I hope they have some kind of plan in place to start testing these wrestlers if they're going to be doing live tapings, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if they're going to be rolling 100% and infecting each other, right? If you wrestle somebody, you 100% get whatever they get, right?
Right.
Unless you got those sweet, sweet antibodies.
Right. So anyway, Anosh, by the way, he's cooking. It looks like he's making some kind of a Szechuan dish. If you will.
Oh, how lovely.
He's making egg white tacos.
Oh, okay. Not. I couldn't be more wrong. This is another reason to watch YouTube. And Nosh is always on a journey here, a culinary journey. First, it was a package journey.
Culinary journey.
Culinary. But anyway, back to this Rollins promo. McIntyre looked cool because he told Joey Lawler, he's like, get out of the ring. This thing's gonna get physical. He signed the thing right away just to be like, I want to sign this in case you want to beat me up. He's like, I'm looking to just fight. Drew McIntyre could not be. He's the winner of the quarantine wrestling. He looks so cool. He's the reason to watch Raw. And it's a bummer he doesn't get the crowd because I think he'd be nailing it.
Yeah.
His song sounds more like we're going to a funeral, but it's positive. I promise. Yeah, but so Rollins had a whole thing. I've been saying, what is Rollins' thing? Now, yeah, it's not exactly where I want it, but his reason for why he attacked Drew McIntyre, he's like, yo, you're great, Drew McIntyre. You're a fighter. You're just not a leader, okay? I'm a leader, and we need leadership in this time, which he actually said. I thought that was really good writing for Rollins. And he was like, I suffered for the title, giving himself a full-on Jesus complex of like, all the suffering I did for that title, you don't need to carry that burden. Thought that was I thought that was really good. But then Drew,
you should have said it's not your cross to bear.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, missed opportunity, folks. It's definitely on the paper, and Rollins will definitely get fined for not saying the exact line they give him. But I thought that was really nice. I mean, still, we don't really know exactly what Rollins' thing is, but it's cool if he's like, I'm the guy to lead during this pandemic because these are tough times. Being the top guy of this company is not something, and then he has a complete complex of like, I'm a superiority and a Messiah complex. I think full on we could say this is the turning point for the Rollins Messiah gimmick. I think I'm probably think that hopefully they lean into that, and then he'll lose to Drew, and it's going to drive him even more nuts. And I think we're gonna see a nice sweet spot for Rollins, especially. Hopefully, we can get back into live shows in the next couple months, and he'll have it completely figured out. And then we might get the next great Rollins moments.
Yeah, hopefully.
But then Drew had he came back at him, and he was like, you're completely full of shit. And he's like,
yeah.
He literally said full of shit, which kind of shocked me.
Yeah, it was not bleeped or anything either.
It was great. He said shit. He sounded less Scottish, but then he said arse. And then he sounded Scottish as fuck.
Well, I noticed that he did say ass at one point. I didn't hear arse.
He said it like arse, like, like
arse.
like
okay.
He said it. Yeah, he said like a full William Wallace. I felt like.
Oh really?
Yeah, I felt it.
Wow. Okay.
I know she's about to plate his dish.
The plating. Ooh.
Tortillas are coming out of the oven. He
Corn.
warmed the tortillas. A professional move. The guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but in the oven, you just turn on a burner and do it on the burner.
You're doing a little char action.
You know what? I do the oven.
Do you have a electric range or do you have a gas?
Gas.
Oh yeah, you should just do it right on the burner.
I know.
I use the microwave.
The microwave is not going to do what you need.
Microwave tortillas?
Well, just to like heat them up and make them a little more bendy.
Don't they make? Does that make them a little sog?
No, I only do it for maybe 10 seconds.
Newman's burner method's the best. This thing isn't a burner though, which sucks.
I got an air fryer.
Oh, I saw that on Jamie's Instagram. I kind of have been wanting one.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
a little white trash, but I love it.
Are you? So you guys
into bitchin' sauce?
I gotta step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
So, quick sidebar: have you been using the air fryer with any frequency, or because I'm worried that
I use it all the time.
Really?
I use it all the time. I use it because what I do in it is I make chicken cutlets in there with no oil. So it gets them crispy like they're fried, but literally they're not fried.
Yeah, because I want to use it for my little vegan chicken tenders and tofu cubes and
I like
stuff
it.
like that.
I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I can't vouch for I'm sure something will come out and be like, it's not healthy, but I I don't put any oil in. Like if you're gonna fry something in the pan, like I don't even grease the pan at all.
Okay.
So how could it be worse? I don't understand how it could be. It has to be better for you, right?
Yeah, I will just based on that alone, I think it's fine. And you're really just going for that crisp factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right, cool.
So it's like it makes your chicken like I'll lightly bread it and then put it in there and then it cooks it all the way through and then I got breaded chicken because I've been like getting sick of eating so much grilled chicken.
Oh, okay. I mean? Yeah, I don't know about that, but that sounds
you don't know about that, but anyway, I'm back in a zone of thinking about getting rid of meat, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this book. Anyway, we'll talk more about that, but I want to talk quickly about a moment that was cool, where a moment where this quarantine wrestling has shined, because I've noticed that the cameramen are not concerned at all with blocking audience members. So, and they're framing it more. They're getting closer. So we saw Buddy Murphy, aka Murphy.
Right, Murphy.
He got a claymore that was so close up.
I saw that. That was cool. And I did a double take because I was like, oh my God, like you really saw like the kind of contact point happen.
Wow, Anosh made 2
tacos.
Wow,
that
there.
was so fast.
Yeah. I know, pretty fast. Huh? It's not, the light's all weird, but anyways, there you go.
Oh, what is it? Egg white?
Yeah, egg white, some Asian hot sauces from H Mart, some garlic.
Well, that's why I knew there was some Asian flair in there. I knew that.
Yeah.
I've been shopping at H Mart lately because white people are scared of Asians right now, and all the Asian supermarkets are something that you should all be supporting.
Oh yeah, that's what my neighbor's been doing. She shops at the Thai shop down the street,
and there's nobody there. And there's
let me show you what we got. Everything. Let me show you what we got at the fucking H Mart that you speak of, like fucking 2 months ago.
Newman to show off his.
This is 5 pounds
of
wheat pasta. 5 pounds of wheat pasta for $5.
Oh wow!
Wow, Jesus!
Well, 5
for
10 days, yeah.
It's great.
Picked up some exercise equipment for $5.
Shit.
From H Mart?
Yeah.
Well, I want to buy weights, but I can't. I can't find any weights. I didn't pull the trigger. I knew I should have bought the fucking weights.
Oh yeah.
We when we went to Jamie wanted a step for the porch. She wanted a stepper, and so we went to go. Apparently, Dick's Sporting Goods, you can order from there, and then they bring it out to the car if you order online. They gave me power blocks. You guys know what the power blocks are?
Yeah.
They're basically like those adjustable weights. They're just different brand of it.
Right.
They gave me the power blocks, and I kind of went. They put it in my car, and I just didn't really think. But then as I was driving, I was like, I think they gave us the wrong thing. And then Jamie was like, I want the step. The step is like $20. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this thing's like a $300 item. But I brought it back because Jamie wanted to step it. She wanted to use it that day. So I went back and I swapped it out. And then you can't get those things.
So noble of you to do that for your wife. Wow, you turned around and went back.
I went back. You can't get those now. So now I'm like, I wish I kept those power blocks because steps are easy to get. And then I could have stole from Dick's Sporting Goods, all the evil villains.
Stick it to Dick's.
The corporate overlords of Dick's Sporting Goods. Anyway. But yeah, I think that the Rollins, I'm liking Rollins. He looked money in a suit. He looked much like Nick Tulo in a suit.
That was crazy. Yeah. Nick shared a photo of him wearing a suit, and they looked a lot alike. But the suit look on Seth with the tie was cool. You
could really, WWE could use Tulo as Tulo would be a great guy for this storyline. Like, he has he has a stunt double that looks just like him. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to protect the Messiah, so he has the guy he sends out.
Right.
They could really use Tulo right now. They could. I mean, honestly, Tulo could be. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a look at Tulo, one of these picks, and then they're like, "Yo, we could use that." You know? And then they use Tulo a little bit, like he gets like a Jake Ellsworth.
Right.
Is it Jake Ellsworth? That didn't feel.
James.
James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth. Imagine Tulo is the James Ellsworth, and he sometimes Rollins comes out and they attack him, and then it was his decoy. He has
the decoy, Steve Mullins.
Yeah, this guy's way shrimpier and has a bunch of tattoos.
Huh.
Steve Mullins got attacked again from Long Island, from Rockefeller Center. Steve Mullins. Anyway.
Gilbert.
We'll see what Tulo says. We should post side by sides all the time of Tulo.
I mean, anyway, he's doing it.
We talked a bunch about. I think the last spot went to Carmella in the women's Money in the Bank spot. So we're still in that same zone of like, actually, any one of these women could win that Money in the Bank spot. I wouldn't be surprised by any of them. I mean, there's ones that are more likely than other, but that's cool. And the men's changed a little bit. They took out Apollo Crews, who got injured, and then I was thinking they injured Apollo Crews, and I was like, do you think they're going to fucking future endeavor him? That's why they're like, let's take him out and then fire him?
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, 100%.
They're like, why do we even keep this guy for another 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah, why pay for him to be in this pay-per-view?
Meanwhile, the guy was wrestling his heart out against Andrade. He's doing. I almost forgot how athletic that guy is. Yeah. Andrade can flip. I mean, Apollo Crews can like flip to the outside and land on his feet. He's a huge guy.
Yeah, it's a shame that he has no personality, or like the personality that he does have, it just doesn't translate or something.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Newman, during a Marie Kondo exercise, you put him in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of potential, but
in the trash.
He got put. Unfortunately, was put into the trash.
Yeah.
But instead, we have a to be announced spot, and we do have a spot that might be Otis or Dolph Ziggler, which is interesting. I imagine that's going to go to Otis because Otis seems very valuable in this match, just in terms of the booking of the match as like a base for Money in the Bank shenanigans. But obviously, you know, I would love for Ziggler to win the Money in the Bank again. You know,
that would
be
fun.
Great.
Yeah.
He would actually be a good quarantine Mr. Money in the Bank because I think he could make it fun and cool, like on socials and stuff like that during this time. And
also, it's a great way if they're looking to get Ziggler back in the mix. That's how he originally got elevated to heavyweight. This is how it's like now it's his time. It's just the only problem with that is that Ziggler really thrives with the crowd. You know,
yeah, that's true.
Ziggler's a guy who, like, if the crowd sees him with the case, they're gonna get like nostalgia, heat, and that seems like you need everybody behind him for that. But I hope they add Andrade in that last spot. Andrade feels like a really great guy to win the briefcase. Yeah,
be a good pick.
Garza's not there yet. They now have him dressed like a pickup artist.
I know his outfit was like wild. The leather or the velvet slacks with the belt. That was also velvet, I think. It was a look.
Yeah, I don't know why they have to go. They're going to have to ruin Garza for a little bit before they figure out the simplicity of just have him. He's got a new date. He just needs a new date every week. You know, that's all. He needs to, that's it. Just give him a new date. And
come to the ring with his gear on inside out. Like he just put it on.
All like disheveled.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's really, so I'm hoping they put Andrade in that spot. And, I'm excited to see those matches. It's just like, I keep thinking it's going to be this weekend, but it's not. So I don't really, we'll see. But yeah, that's really everything going on. I mean, these shows they're like Raw it's got to be a tough watch live.
Yeah, 100%.
It's 3 hours, but AEW has been fun in a different way. So if you want to check that out, I think AEW definitely watch. We talk about it on the bonus episode, the Patreon episode. It is fun. And NXT is, figuring it out as well. They have a cruiserweight tournament, so it's fun, but there's no crowd for these matches. So if you're doing cruiserweight matches, it's all about popping the crowd.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, I know all your algorithms on social media are geared towards wrestling, but the Boneyard match has made quite a crossover into mainstream culture. Like, a lot of memes related to sports and like all sorts of stuff. I see so much Boneyard meme action on the internet.
Oh, interesting.
And it's hilarious. Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you're saturated in wrestling stuff, but yeah, it's out there. People like the Boneyard match.
Oh, cool.
Satirically, of course.
Anyway, so everyone, that's this week in pro wrestling. Erin, remind them Monday on patreon.com/comedians wrestling. What can they watch? What can they look forward to?
Well, you can look
and what can they see now?
Right. If you've already watched and listen along to our No Holds Barred episode from this week, which is the movie's available on Hulu and an app called Tubi. You can check that out. But next Monday, we are doing Bloodsport starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. We are watching it. It is on Netflix. Check it out and check out our episode on Monday with a possible special guest.
Yes. Sweet. And check out our AEW NXT episode coming out Friday. And if you have a hoodie, your hoodie is coming. And if you want to purchase a hoodie right now, we have like some sizes, only one. But I think currently right now we have every single size up to 3XL. But yeah, so message us now. You can email us at cowhoodies@gmail.com, right?
Yeah, Cow Hoodies. You can DM at Cow Podcast on Instagram or find me on Facebook in the Cow group.
Yes. Cool. All right, everybody, keep watching wrestling. Kisses. Time to fix my air conditioner.
And everybody smile for the camera. Okay, got it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.